Buttercup is resting. And let's go see Marshmallow. Oh, Marshmallow got up. She was in the bed. She got up. She wants to go for a walk, I think. So I think I need to stop resting. But the kittens are so cute. They've been over sleeping in their little drawer again. And the sister with the pink collar, she's been taking care of the brother. So brother is right behind her. She was licking him. So they're resting. And I got the kitchen more in order. I really shouldn't have it yet on live, but I'm getting the counters more cleared in the closet. I got the clean. I got things off the counter. There's still stuff here. Not everything. I have to declutter. I have a stainless steel filter here, and then the cups I'm drinking out of, and onions and sweet potatoes in the basket, and olive oil out. And then I have the magic bullet and a kettle for water for coffee, tea. And if I want to grind coffee, I got the grinder. And that's a blender. I have to find a place for that and get it off the counter. And then with the Dr. Davies, the L-Reuteri yogurt, the L-Gaceri, and the A258, that gives the good gut probiotics back that most of us have lost, especially if you've done antibiotics. So I have two ways to make it. I have the ultimate yogurt maker, and then I have the sous vide. And then I have a crock pot here. There's one drawer that needs to be fixed. I have to get to Lowe's. And then a few odds and ends right there. And the refrigerator, I got a ton of things, sticking reminders and pictures on the refrigerator. I could kind of clear those out a little. And then the desktop is the countertop with the stools is actually my desk right now. But little by little, everything is here. My friend Patrick came, and I cooked dinner for him last night. And we had salmon and asparagus with broccoli and cauliflower and some of that grass-fed Irish butter. We didn't make sweet potato fries because it just was enough. So this flower is still blooming. It is hot today. My rabbit is, because unfortunately the rabbit is pee-peeing on the rug, so that's not good. I have the rabbit as cool as possible. And then this guy Keith is supposed to come back today because this is a jungle. This is just terrible. And yeah, the squash, it's this with the rain we've had. Look at this. They're huge. The cabbage are huge. And look at that huge squash. And even the artichoke. The artichoke is closest right here. And then there's 2-3 different kinds of squash. And that one huge one is flowering. So my friend Patrick, a young guy, he brought the last of the stuff from the rental. So the new tenant's going to move in tomorrow at where I was renting. And it looks like the EFT went through, which is good. So as of July 1st, I should have my pension. So this is all along the line here. He brought those blocks. And he brought the stakes because I had stakes and some more fencing and another step ladder. So that could go in the outbuilding. He does outbuilding work, so he checked the barn and the outbuilding, and he told me what needs to be done. He thinks they should be maintained, even though they're older. So that was good. And then here, they're getting bitten by bugs, but this is the amaranth. The amaranth is grown. And look at the moringa. The moringa is bouncing back, even though the kitten smushed it. So that is a hardy tropical. And the amaranth and the moringa are for chicken feed. You can use it for horse feed too. And this flower just keeps going. So the Mother's Day flowers are just beautiful with the yellows. And I got the push mower. So hopefully I'll get the push mower going. So at least I can keep up with the yard and get some exercise. I forgot to lock the chickens in last night. And it is quite warm, so I think the horses are back in the barn. One day we'll take a walk over there again. And I found out, my young friend Patrick said that these overgrown with the white flowers are elderberry. And he told me I can replant those. So if the goats go in there and eat them, you can just, I'll look up quickly on YouTube what to do, but he says you cut them off and then you just like have a foot long piece and you put it in the dirt and they'll just grow. So before the goats get here, I may replant them over there on that other fence. Now there is, Marshmallow is a Texas puppy, so she just loves lying in the sun. So she came out and is lying there in the sun now. So there is elderberry over here too, where the goats won't get to it. But I just thought that was fantastic that I have elderberry. So everything's here now, and my landlord said it's fine. I can pick up the, I don't know if I shared this yet, I can pick up the running shed for the horses and the goat running shed from the rental that we were just in for at Shiloh's retreat. The end of July, because it ends up, since the EFT didn't go through and my pension check has to be mailed and I won't get it until 3 weeks late this month, I can't move them June. And the gentleman, Carl, who's going to move them, he's busy the end of June, so it will have to be July. So that worked out too. And I'll probably put the horse running shed right there on the other side of the fence in front of the chairs. And then the goat running shed I'll put right back here, so the goats will be able to see me every day. And they can go through, so it'll be interesting to see where they go. Hopefully they don't leave the fencing, because goats need special fencing, 5 foot, at least 4 feet tall. And I'll show you what that fencing, I forget what you call it, but got to move the fencing from over here over to the side and then try to organize into that outbuilding. But the blocks on the back corner are not holding it up, so I really don't want to put anything in it unless I can get the block foundation supporting correctly. So this here is the roll I took down, and it's like has bigger squares at one end here, and then the squares at the top are smaller. And it's just slipping my mind right now what kind of fencing this is, but that's the kind of fencing you need for goats. But I found on Facebook Marketplace, I tried with the 3 foot, and you really need 4 foot, but you can put barbed wire across the top, like the horse fencing right now has. You can put barbed wire across the top. And then this was fencing for the dogs. So get these 3 rows of fencing over along. He left this morning to go to his church. So now I won't be as afraid to burn. It's just, I had a tick in my head again last night. Fortunately, Patrick was here and he was able to get it out. But I'm just like buggy. I don't really want to, it's headed to June. It's hot, it's humid. So I don't really feel like putting on gloves at this second. But maybe I'm getting more brave to burn this. Getting more brave to burn it all. And as I'm sharing, it's right here. There's no trees around. There's the gravel driveway. I may pull it over onto the gravel driveway. So maybe even the evening, if it's not super dry, because we're still supposed to be getting rain and thunderstorms. So at one point, I will take this and start burning, starting with the sticks and stuff, and then rake. And maybe I'll just try to burn these down. If I have the hose, my black hose should reach over here. But as I shared, I really don't want to do it alone, because I haven't really done that kind of burning. And I've seen like a quarter of the size of this width of leaves really burns big. So this would be like huge. It would just spark way up and wide. So, but anyway, we're getting there. And because even though when the lawn was mowed and it's way too high, if you push it to one side, so that those mowed off pieces, you push it to the side, it's easier to rake it up and put it in a pile here in the drive and then burn that. So it's just that you don't want fleas. I had an experience where you get fleas from dried grass. So Buttercup will just go roll in anything, you know. No wind today. Windmill's not going. And there's Marshmallow. She's coming. She wants to go. So we're not all organized and put together as best we can, but we've made a lot of progress. The good news is I'm out of the rental. I don't have to keep driving back. And things are looking good. So I just have to rest up, and then Shiloh comes. They want to work. They want to lunge. They want my attention. So you going to come out? You want to come out. You want to go for a walk, huh? So that's the long, stretchy hose. And I got that holder for the other hoses. So, and those were the gates, the black ones that went with the doggy fencing, because you never know. So if you have a nice big outbuilding, you put all your little extra stuff that you gathered. I'm glad you came out, Marsh. Yeah, say we're finally home. The new Shiloh's retreat. I'm getting some new faucets because the faucets aren't right. And the plumber recommended a Kohler rounded front because the bathroom is so small, and chair height for the toilet to replace that. So that's the big ticket, is the plumbing. But once I get the toilet secure properly and faucets and a lock on the bedroom, I think I'm just going to put up another Airbnb. And if I find somebody that wants to share, it's just, people think you're making money. I would just like to share. I prefer not being alone, but I like somebody that I can count on. And if you're going to share your home, that's your time, your privacy, your space, you know, kitchen, living room, bathroom, patio, yard, animals, whatever, parking. I just feel like it should be 50-50 and $800 a month. And it's like people don't want to pay. I had a little studio apartment way back in 1987, and that was $500, you know. Fresh eggs, so you can see Shiloh looking out. It's hot. They're used to having that running stream, that creek went through, and they had all the trees. So I think they're going in there for the shade, and I'm just hoping it's an okay move for them, because they're not under trees, you know, where they can go with the cool of the creek coming through under the trees. Here they have a tree they could come under, but you know, in the heat of the day, I'm just hoping they're going to be okay, because that was really perfect, the creek with the trees. So I think there's a tub here. If James comes back and we get on top of there's a tub in there. It costs money, but I may end up having to try to work it that I can give them cold water. But the horses that were here before me drank the pond. And the ENT guy is going to come, like the county guy. He's got a lot of places to go, but he's going to come look at my pond. And I think there's pond companies that maintain ponds. And the vet told me that if I got the livestock test with water analytics out in Memphis, it's like $65. You can get it tested. But the vet didn't seem too upset about it. She said terrible it would be, but she said they'd get sick if the water wasn't good. So that's something to keep an eye on and work on. So yeah, so the barn and the outbuilding here, I think the snake is on the right side as I faced it, because I walked around them with Patrick yesterday. I didn't want to go by myself, but I went with him. And you can see where all the holes are over there. So the roof is on this one. It just has to have the back corner. I guess it's leaning to the right now, so those back blocks fell out from under it. But Patrick said, no, it looks good. They made these so solidly that I could put an oil on the wood, and, you know, the few that are out of place, put them back in order. So that building, I can put all that stuff back in that building like a little farm. But everything's money, money, money. But I'm not going to let that get to me. Thank you. And there are some raspberries I see. So there's elderberries and raspberries. I don't know if horses eat berries, but the goats can get it from this side when I get them if they come over here. So I don't want to talk about money, but that's the thing I've got to try to work out. But I'm not going to let it get hung up on me because we're happy and fine. The sunset here is beautiful, and Marshmallow's liking it. She's finally starting to come back out. It's hard for dogs to move, especially as they get older. So I think with inside of a month, the fact that she's coming out, she's not itching as much. So hopefully we're okay. Right, I love you as my doggy so much. Yep. It's just the bugs, because if I showed you my arms, they're all bitten. And just the tick, like if I don't have my hair pulled back, like if I'm just sitting down in this chair, I'm underneath this beautiful shaded tree, right? But you just don't know what's going to come up. If you have sensitive skin and you're all bitten up, like I don't know if you can see on my arms, it's terrible. I got all bites. I need to put organic vitamin E on them, but it's just everything right now. I got to really cut back and watch. Oh, okay, let's see. Where is here? Here is in Morris Chapel, Tennessee. It's Hardin County, Hardin. And I see Ismail, Arizona. This is, no. All right, so who is that? What are you talking about? Can you fucking answer? Oh, okay, I'm so sorry. I don't always look at the comments, so I'm sorry. I am right now, and I didn't look right away. I just kept talking. I apologize. Especially I had coffee, and when I do that, I'm sorry. Oh, thank you. Yeah, thank you. Marshmallow was a rescue. She's almost 9 years old. They had a hurricane in Texas 9 years ago, and they brought her and a sibling to New York, and they just brought her out, and she was sitting there with those little ears, and she's just like the best dog in the world. So I'm sorry I didn't answer. And oh, what happened? I didn't get to see what you're talking about there, ARM, MTG. But I appreciate you guys. It's nice staying in touch. And if I'm not doing something right, or it's boring, or I want to be positive. And like I said, the reason I'm doing this channel is because I want to get out of myself. I don't want to be all about me and sharing and talking. Plus Shiloh's retreat. I think the horses like having a YouTube channel. So I'm just sharing. That's all. Just sharing from day to day, trying to be positive and try whoever happens to tune in or whatever, just be sending good wishes to you and wishing you well, and trying just to get out of myself and me and be positive in this life. So I think Shiloh really likes that. So we'll be getting back to riding and stuff. So, okay, guys, I'm not going to blabber on. I'll leave you with the beautiful view. And as I said, it's kind of sunny, but most of the property is horse pasture. And it's nice because it's a little rolling and it's got the pond. So, and they go into the barn, and I'm keeping an eye on them. They have their salt blocks. So, and Marshmallow's coming out. That's the most important thing. She's doing good. So we love you all. We wish you real well wishes in our thoughts and our connections. And ciao. Have a great day.